I mean, Ball State's a heck of a team. They're well coached. They were able to get what they wanted the first half. Towers did a great job of knocking down some 15-footers. Game plan was we were going to give her as many as she wanted to take until we got into the game, and we gave her like 3 or 4 of them. It was like, nah, we don't want any more. But you got to give our kids credit. They maintained pressure throughout. They were really disruptive. Ball State really had a hard time getting the ball back inside. Ilsa finally stepped up in the second half. It's all in her. Like when she's challenged, she typically answers the bell. In second half, it was a lot more difficult for Towers. And then offensively, I felt like we were trying to score sometimes too quick. I mean, obviously it worked out in the first half sometimes, but when we are only making that team who's really good in short spaces and in stationary defensively, when we're not making them guard more than one action, they're really good. And finally we kind of got going when we were making them defend multiple things, and we were able to get what we wanted.
What was it like managing your team's emotions at halftime after you guys? I mean, it felt like a pickup game in the first half for a lot of it. So how did you guys kind of rein that in to come out like you did in the third quarter?
Usually, I mean, I don't think one time I've raised my voice to them during halftime. Usually I just sit down and we just talk. And usually I have a list of things, and today I had more than any game because we were doing a lot of things wrong. And we came out, we answered the bell, we were better with the basketball. I felt like, down the stretch we ended up turning it over, but we still had 20 turnovers. But I think, for us, we just need to kind of settle down, settle in. Another big thing too, I think a big difference is we were able to get more dead balls, and which allowed us to pick up our pressure. And the first half, I felt like they never had any dead balls. I think they had 2 where we actually picked up the pressure and we turned them over both times. But second half, we were able to really pick it up, and that just really energized us, and we were able to get what we wanted. And so the kids, they all contributed in their own way. Very proud of them.
You just mentioned with dead balls, but what did you think about? You disrupted a lot in both halves, but what really turned the disruption into points on the other hand, more so in the second half?
The dead balls. Then we were able to set. We were able to get set, and we were able to get quality denials. But then, once they did break pressure, we were able to get out and be us, disruptive. And because we played so many people, I felt like our kids were fresh. Our guards were fresh. So in the second half, we were able to really turn it up. I know you say they're fresh. I know Scalia played 32, Tamar played 37, Nuria played 32, but it was a different kind of 30. It wasn't like wild and crazy, in my opinion, watching it, where we were getting exhausted with lots of possessions, so they weren't overly tired in the second half when we were able to really, really turn it up.
You guys were in foul trouble for a little bit with Treader having 4 and then Herho having 3 for a while. What can you say about the depth of this team?
We knew coming in this season that we had quality depth. Sometimes people talk about that they don't score. Well, this team, I want to be clear to people that talk like that and wonder like that. Like, there are a million ways to win. I choose to win this way. And so, I allowed the team, we took losses early, to organically take shape. And because of that, those kids that come off the bench, they don't always have the same opportunities. But what they do have is they have control over how hard they play. And when you're at Miami, you better freaking play hard, or you don't get on the court, or that's it. And they know that. They know that coming in, to this program, and they play hard. They play really hard. They play with great activity. They play with great pressure. They fly around, and they have tremendous buy-in. There's nobody that coaches like I coach. I don't care about feelings and emotions. I don't care. Everybody has a job to do. And if your job is to be out there for one possession, you better be the best person in that one possession. And we play like that. We mix and match, and we in and out, and that's just how we play. That's how we coach, because we're trying to take advantage of every opportunity all the time. And, You have to have great kids with high character who are willing to buy in with like that and be selfless and really believe in what your coaches are trying to do. And I feel like we have that.
It was a slow start shooting-wise, didn't make a three until the second quarter. Is there anything you have to say in between the first and the second, or is it just understood? That
Yeah,
the
we
team
just
we're gonna
didn't.
keep shooting?
I mean, we had some shots, but they weren't always the best shots. But we didn't make them guard. You know, we were sloppy too, but we didn't make them guard. Like we have to put people in multiple actions in order to really be. To really have quality possessions, and sometimes things can look really enticing when you're coming off a ball screen, and our kids have to learn you can't win every battle. You know, you're trying to win the war, which is the possession, and you know each ball screen you might be in, it may not be the perfect situation. Sometimes you just got to pass the ball, and sometimes we get caught up in that, and I think as the game went on we were able to do it. Not to mention we did execute. We ran some good stuff and got some good looks second half.
Way back at Media Day, you'd already felt really good about this group. Just what kind of overarching things about them mentality-wise, play-wise, makes this group so special?
Skill and character. They have a tremendous amount of skill, and they have great character. So to mention the things that that like we try to coach and we try to play, and when you have great character, it allows you to be. You typically, if you have great character, you're going to be selfless. You're going to be for some other people, and it's not about you. And when you have that, then you're typically going to have good chemistry. And when you have great chemistry, that sets you up for some pretty good, things and success. And I think that, I personally really like my team. I really like them. Every moment with them is not always going to be a dreamsicle type of moment. There's going to be tension and pressure. But I have kids that know that I have their best interests, and the staff does too. So everything is not like over dramatic, and everything doesn't have to be like crazy. I'm 51. I ain't changing. I'm gonna be who I am. I'm gonna coach how I've coached, and that's what's got me here. So like I'm not changing. So what has to change are the type of kids that I got. And I mean, you could see the kids that I have. I have really good kids.
I asked Tamar this too, and obviously I know you're not a student here, but what is a year like this like for being at Miami of Ohio? Not just the success you guys are having, but with men's basketball, with hockey, having a year like this.
Well, I'm happy for everybody else, but when you're here, you can never be comfortable. So I never feel like the genuine happy that other people might, because it's like you're always looking over your shoulder for what's next. And, that's just the position that I'm in. But for, our administration and for, the fans, the kids, the community, I think this is a great time for them. And I'm super happy and elated that they get to enjoy this special time, because these things don't always happen. It's hard. Winning is hard. And, I can't speak for the men's side, but I know the women's side, the people that have been true supporters since I've been here, and they have been the most beautiful people, and they've really been really supportive. And I mean, through the bad times and the good times, they've been here. They've been so supportive. I'm glad they get this product because they've earned it. They've gone through a lot of losing, a lot of bad times. And so this is a special time for them. And, I get to play Santa Claus. I just get to give, these alums, and these community, when you get older, it's more fun to give than to receive. And I get to play that role. And so I'm happy.
So just in that first half, what was it like navigating playing so well on the defensive end and, just kind of the ragged game on both sides where you were forcing a lot of turnovers, but also turning the ball over a lot on both ends?
It wasn't perfect, but I feel like something special about our team is that we're never giving up. Just keep playing. And about me, it's not always great, but you just gotta play with it. So I'm just excited. I'm happy we could, sweep it over. So it was good.
And just what did you feel like changed for you guys in the third quarter to almost score 30 points?
We made some shots that it didn't work in the first half. And the energy was there. I mean, when you're making shots, it's just easier. But yeah, we did a good job, and we stayed together. The bench did a good job today. We just played our game, so it was much better.
You set a career high in steals with 8. How are you able to anticipate all these passes and disrupt them?
I feel like us as a team, we're just pressing the ball, and this is something that we do. I love it. I love it, and I had fun today, you know. Just trying to interrupt the other players, and I'm glad I did a good job.
What kind of challenges did Ball State present to you guys today, and how does that prepare you for the rest of the season, the MAC tournament?
I feel like on offense, we had good looks and just didn't make it at the beginning of the game. And on defense, we didn't do great. We need to do some adjustment to the tournament. But I feel like we can do that. You know, it's not something that we cannot face. And we showed it in the second half, so we just need to adjust and be better.
Are you happy about the career high in points or steals?
Oh wow, both. I mean, I'm glad I did good today and I helped my team win. But that's the most important thing, you know, just winning today. It's a big win for us.
You guys had a great crowd today, and they were really into it. What does that mean to have that in, like, arguably one of your biggest games of the year, right?
It's so fun. They're pushing us. So you guys asked what changed. I think the crowd is a big thing of it too. You know, like they were there with us, and every time we made a shot, you just hear everyone. They're one of us, the sixth player. You know, so that's really important. And it's so fun playing with them. You know, so.
And then kind of generally, what is this year like for Miami of Ohio? Not just with the success you guys are having, but with men's basketball, with hockey. Like, what is this year like?
We're just, again, I would say, I'm saying it every time, we're just having fun. We're doing something we do or that we like, and we're doing it kind of good. You know, we're winning, so it's always fun. And the school is behind us, so it's super nice. You know, all the students are coming, all the kids. It's just like super fun. We're having just fun here.
Tamar, I think you missed your first 4 3-pointers today, and then made the next 5. Just can you talk to just a little bit the mentalness of? Are we going to just keep shooting?
I mean, shooter keep shooting. You know, that's their mentality. And I don't know. I'm just shooting. I'm open. I'm shooting. It's not about like it doesn't matter what happened before. You know, I'm here to play, and if I'm open, so I'm gonna shoot it. And I'm glad I made it. You know. Yeah.
But your reaction after you made the first one, it was almost like looked a little bit of a relief,
I know,
right?
I know. It was tough. It's not nice to miss the shots, you know. But once it was in, I could feel it. I could feel it. Just like, you know, shooter keep shooting. That's it.